when you're moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Monday, 25th November 2024, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I am Adana Kambi, and I'll be taking you through our show this morning. I'm so happy that you've chosen us this morning to be a part of your routine. Whether you are making your morning brew, you're pottering around in your garden, in your kitchen, or whatever you're doing this morning, we're so happy that you chose us to make us your number one choice for morning show here on the island of Tobago. And whether you're viewing us on our Facebook channel and our YouTube channel or on Amplia 102, we say welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you far and wide. Before we get into conversations this morning, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Monday, November 25th, 2024. Senior Superintendent Earl Eli warned parents that police will arrest and prosecute anyone, including children as young as 8, involved in loitering or criminal activities. Addressing residents' concerns in Black Rock about youth loitering, he highlighted a rise in serious crimes by minors, some as young as 13, and criticized parents for ignoring delinquency, citing instances such as stolen items being brought home. Eli urged a return to "it takes a village to raise a child" approach, calling on parents and the community to guide children away from crime. He also lamented Tobago's societal decline, particularly influenced by external factors. Up next, the United National Congress is urging Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and Finance Minister Colin Imbert to clarify their stance on the Salaries Reviews Commission 120th report, which proposes significant salary increases for top public officials, including the PM, President, Chief Justice, Opposition Leader, Cabinet and non-Cabinet ministers, and other MPs. During a virtual conference yesterday, Princess Tong MP Barry Paradat criticized the government's silence on the matter, especially given past criticisms of public servant salaries. He noted that while the SRC report was amended following a parliamentary review, the government has not stated whether it will accept the recommendations. And finally, purchasing foreign currency from a relative visiting Trinidad and Tobago without central bank authorization may breach the Exchange Control Act, which mandates that only authorized dealers conduct such transaction. This issue was discussed during a joint select inquiry into Financial Intelligence Unit role in combating money laundering and tourism financing. While the FIU Director Nigel Stoddard acknowledged that informal exchange, such as those between family members, are culturally common, they are still subject to legal restrictions. Concerns were also raised about unauthorized retail outlets engaging in foreign currency transaction, which falls under the central bank's jurisdiction. The central bank is considering amendments to the act to strengthen financial regulations. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. So that means when my auntie comes from the US and she brings her US dollars, I can't exchange them for TT for her to have a good time here in Tobago. You know, some things are challenging, but it is what it is. If that's the law, then that's the law. But I do know that there are people who will still be, it's more convenient, and you know,
Yes.
but it's something to consider. Information, knowledge is power, they say. So once you have the information, you know how to act accordingly.
Yes.
But Biana, we want to talk about some good stuff this morning. A lot of things happened over the past couple of days here in Trinidad and Tobago, primarily in the Tobago space.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about Tobagonians being called to the bar.
Yes.
I think it was last Friday.
Yes.
They were called, and you know, I just want to say congratulations to all of them, all the persons who were called, and the 5 of them who were called from Tobago, of course.
Yes.
A proud moment for all of us here on the island of Tobago. You know, we like to show off.
Yes.
And so we're going to celebrate those who have achieved and who will continue to make their impact here on the island of Tobago. Permit me to call their names, and I hope I have all 5 names here. And Biana, you can help me. Justin John.
Yes.
Jesse Dominic Guy. Renel Cook,
Kishona Warner,
and my girl Jay Shaw the Gans, of course. You know, many congrats to those 5 persons being called to the bar. We wish them all the success as they enter into that field. You know, many congratulations to them. Bianna, what else happened?
Mr. Giovanni Campbell, she was the youngest person to receive, and the youngest person and the youngest Tobagonian to receive the Palmis de French. Sorry, I can't pronounce it properly.
I know, I wish I had a French tutor here to help us pronounce.
And mind you, she would have given me the correct pronunciation, but I cannot pronounce it properly. So yes, she was the youngest person to receive the award from the French Republic, and that's been a prestigious award for the longest while now. So she's the youngest person from Tobago that received that award.
Yes, and many congratulations to Giovanni there.
Yes.
You know, and the Campbell family. I knew Giovanni as a small girl growing up, and, you know, very persistent and very committed to anything that she gets involved in. She puts everything she has into it, you know.
Yes.
I want to say many congrats to
her. And I think that
there.
was one of the criterias for receiving the award as well.
Yes, you know, and, you know, definitely very deserving of her. So we want to say congratulations there to her.
Yes.
Bianna, before I move on to the next little thing I want to talk about, I want to know about your weekend, because I know there were things happening and I know you're excited to tell us about it. So go ahead.
All right. So on Friday, I would have told you that I would like to visit the beach over the weekend, but the weather did not permit. So I was able to take in the Lamb Fest at the Food Hub. And Adana, I was pleasantly surprised. All the different delicacies that you could have, you know, tasted from lamb. Yeah? It was really awesome.
Tell us some of the things that you were able to taste and enjoy.
Lamb sauce. I had lamb pilori. There was also lamb doubles and the pizza, lamb pizza, and the lamb tart as well.
But how do you make lamb pilori though?
The mixture was there, and you get like chunks of meat in between the mixture. So yeah, it was really good.
Wow.
And it also had lamb sauce. The lamb sauce was really good.
Right, Bianna, I'm so happy you were able to enjoy that.
Yes.
You know, you have me salivating here now on set this Monday morning.
Yes.
But you know, kudos. You know, it was something that was talked about for a very long time, highly anticipated. What was the turnout like there yesterday?
Well, I got there like around after 3, and there was still a crowd. And earlier on, there was, you know, much persons, you know, passing through, coming for lunchtime, catching a meal, so to speak, you know, going around to the different booths. So it was, you know, well supported yesterday.
Well, I'm happy to hear that. And talking about going to the beach on the weekend and not being able to go, there were other persons who made it to the beach. Though controversial, we saw a video circulating there on social media, you know, as it relates to Pigeon Point, again in the spotlight here this morning. A senior citizen requested the ID from the senior citizen to enter into the facility, which is the usual thing. This is the norm, this is the rules, the regulations to identify and confirm that you meet the criteria of being over 65 to enter.
Yeah, but it was specific, the criteria was specific to TNT national ID.
Right, and that was the thing, you know, ensuring that that is communicated to the signage is there. I'm seeing that there's signage there. Stating that once they can provide a valid TT identification card. Perhaps maybe signage could be a bit more visible. It could be a bit more, I don't know. I really don't understand how it escalated to that situation where the lady was, you know, very annoyed, handing over a Canadian ID and then saying, well, I hand you an ID, so an ID is an ID. And then when being asked for the TT ID, of course, became upset about it and, you know, exchanging.
Well, as you mentioned, signage could be more visible. I think that signage, the position where it is, it's much visible, but you know, I don't know the intricacies of the situation, but hearing from the security officer, it seems as though the driver of the vehicle did not wait to hear further what the cashier was saying in terms of if this ID was not accepted or not. But I do not want to, you know, say further based on that part, but I want to take the opportunity to give a round of applause to Mr. Roger McLeod. That's the security. And I must say his composure, his respectful approach to the senior citizen, it was really good, and kudos to him.
Of course, you
Yes.
know, kudos to him as well. And, you know, I just wish that we could be a little bit more, you know, compliant,
Yes.
one, and a little bit more tolerance and patience to ensure we have the information we need before we make decisions. We have to be able to make informed decisions and not, you know, act out of emotion, which is
Yes.
the easier thing to do. But to get the information and make the appropriate decisions where
Yes.
that is concerned.
Yes.
All right, Bianna. Well, I do hope that you have a wonderful week this week and an awesome day. I know it's a little bit wet on the outside, so remember to walk with your umbrella this morning.
Yes.
And do have a wonderful, wonderful day.
And I want us to use the word consistency for the week.
Okay, I'm going to mark that down, consistency, and we're going to come back on Friday to see how consistent we were with the things we have put before us to get done.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout-outs. And this morning we're celebrating with Roxanne. Roxanne is celebrating a birthday today. Roxanne Bacchus Gordon, my good friend who I've not seen in many years. Happy birthday to you, Roxanne. I do hope that you have a wonderful birthday today. And I pray God's blessings upon you. Actually, it's a belated birthday. And I do hope that you had a wonderful birthday and that your birthday season will continue for some time to come. Also, a belated birthday is Councillor Petal Daniel Benoit, celebrated as well, and we want to say happy belated birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life as you continue to serve and to walk in purpose. Happy birthday to you. Next up on screen and celebrating is Melville John. Melville John is also having a birthday, and we say happy birthday to you, Melville. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you have a wonderful birthday today. Kyla Thomas is also celebrating a birthday, and there's a little message here. So another year of growing in strength, wisdom, and love. Wishing you not only today, but every day, endless amount of love, health, wealth, and happiness, because you deserve it. May the Lord grant you uncontainable joy and perfect peace as you trust in Him. Wishing you a happy birthday to you from your loving family. So happy birthday to you, Kyla, and also from the family here at Tobago Updates Television. Hey, hi! Yes, Marshall Montano celebrated a birthday yesterday. He turned 50 years. Yes, 50 years we're celebrating with Marshall Montano. He is celebrating 50 years, and I'm telling you, he has changed and made great impact through the Caribbean region, the United States, the Canada, Europe, Asia. He's made impact with his music, changing cultural outviews and the way we view soca music and the Caribbean people in general, representing Trinidad and Tobago wherever he goes. So Marshall Montano, we say happy 50th birthday to you, and we pray God's continued blessings upon your life as you continue to serve and do what you have been called to do. So happy birthday to you from all of us here at the Tobago Updates Television family. And of course, if you are celebrating a birthday and we don't have your photo, we still join in the celebrations with you. We say happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary. Congratulations on your promotion or your retirement. Whatever you're celebrating, remember to put God first and give Him thanks for life. For no one can give life to himself except God gives it to him. It's Monday morning, so What's in My Cup? What's in My Cup is sponsored by LCJ Delights, and this morning I'm having sorrel bay leaf tea. I know I had that for the past couple of weeks, but I'm telling you, the blend is so beautiful. You'd want to try it yourself. You can check out LCJ Delights. They're at the Signal Hill Enterprise Center there, and you can get your teas, you can get porridge, flour to make your pancakes, waffle, or even your cookie mix. Premium nuts are also available, so get in touch with them to get your blend as well. Who are we speaking with this morning in studio? This morning we start off the conversation by speaking with Mr. Kevin McKenna. He's the Business Development Officer there at the Tobago AgriTech. And so we're talking about Tobago Agri-Technology Services Limited and the fair that is upcoming, the summit that is upcoming. We do hope you could stay up to be a part of that conversation. And then we speak with Senator Ansel Dennis, and he is speaking about welcome the Tobago Autonomy Bill. Of course, you know, his position on that. So we're going to have that conversation as well. And also he speaks about the current governance of the Tobago House of Assembly. So we're going to have those conversations this morning. We are so happy that you are here with us. So whether you're viewing us right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, England, the continent of Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, wherever you are this morning, we say thank you so much for choosing us, and we do hope you could stay with us while we have all of these conversations. In the meantime, we have to go for a short break before we begin. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Springs. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Black Friday starts now at Courts. Get new and amazing deals every week with the lowest prices on the hottest electronics, top-of-the-line appliances, and stylish furniture. No need to waste your time shopping around. Plus, you can shop now and pay us in February 2025. Black Friday starts now. Don't miss out. Courts, bringing value home.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning by speaking with Mr. Kevin McKenna, and he's the Business Development Officer at the Tobago Agri-Technology Services Limited. And this morning we're talking about Tobago AgriTech and Innovation Summit. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana, and good morning, Tobago.
Right. I know people know you wearing many different hats, right? But this morning we're going to focus on the Tobago AgriTech Summit that is upcoming. We heard a little bit about this before, I think, when we spoke with Secretary Pantin. And so we want to get into the conversation as to what is the summit about? What are the key objectives of the summit? And why it is important for the average man to have some measure of information to make decisions as we talk about climate change and food preservation.
And this year, the theme for the summit is resilience and adaptation in agriculture in the face of climate change. So the summit is really speaking to technology and how we can use technology in the face of agriculture to make our work easier. So it is inviting for persons such as Mr. Ronald Wood, and all farmers, enthusiasts, poetry clubs, secondary school students to come and see how, as some of these leaders, presenters, and you will have the different stakeholders, what they're doing, exhibitors, trying to show you all how we can use that technology to make our lives easier.
And what are some of the technologies, I know like the aquaponics and all these different types of technologies that, you know, you would see, like the basic stuff for people like me who now getting an introduction into this?
I'll give you one. One of the things that we are focusing on is the drone technology and how you can use that to monitor the health of your crops and using your cell phone. All right. So that will be one of the key focus points to show the farmers this is how you can do this. All right. What we will be focusing on as well, we will have persons from all the loan facilities. So you will have persons from Republic Bank. We will have persons, I think, from ADB coming there. So you're not just giving you the technology, but we're also showing you where you can go, speak directly with those persons to see how you can move yourself forward. Because we know in the farming industry, persons may be a little bit reluctant to push themselves. So we are trying to push them for you, and that is what the AgriTech Summit is about, and the tags company is going to be dealing with.
All right, and I know you mentioned the different types of support that will be coming in there to put the summit together, because while you learn about the technology, we want to talk now about investment and all these types of things. You were talking about sometimes farmers being a little bit reluctant, you know, and I suppose because that measure of support isn't there. So this summit for me is a welcomed situation for them to get that information, one, and the other agencies who would lend a measure of support in terms of getting it off the ground. This summit is primarily for farmers. Is it for like a new farmer? I now started and just got my farmer's license. I've been farming for 25 years. Who is it targeted towards?
Any level. Even if you have not, if you're just thinking of becoming a farmer, you can come to the summit and see how we can help. Right, there will be different service providers, as I indicated, from the Division of Agriculture. The secretary will be bringing out our whole entourage, to ensure that you have the full access to information. So, Mr. Ronald Wood, you can learn better technologies. Is eggs, when you are processing eggs, so how we can get eggs faster, and also feeding the animals, you know, the chickens, keeping them healthy. He gets upset
so we're
every time
talking
I come
about we're talking about animals as well as plants. So it's farming that covers
everything.
All types of agro. Well, that is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
When is this summit taking place?
Well, the summit is a 3-day event. We're approximately 1 week away. We start with a juve. We have teamed up with Modern Mud, Mr. Dwayne Selassie and them. So we start with a juve in the little estate that is Goldsboro, Pembroke Park. And that we are featuring, of course, the Tobago reigning Soca Titan, Mr. Verse, all the way from Roxborough. We have joining him is Queen Adana, and we have Ding Dong from Trinidad. Our DJs include King Legal, 3D and Snoopy, Matty, Poison Songs, and Madman Ish and Father.
May I ask, I mean, I know it's a 3-day event. Why, I'm trying to figure out, how did you come up with the Juve part to start it? Like, how do you tie that into the summit itself to ensuring that you achieve your objectives?
I think from the team's perspective is we trying to do things a little bit different and also to make things a little bit more exciting. So we don't want, while we're doing the summit part, we don't want to make it too, all right, it's just this content heavy. So we said we'll start with a little juve where we'll get to immerse persons in the Tobago's culture. So it's chocolate and mud, and that's why we're using the Cocoa Estate. So you get that Tobago experience. And then from the Monday and the Tuesday, we head to Shore Park complex where you now go into the educational element, the financial element, and learn. And then, of course, you'll have the closing ceremony at the iconic Pigeon Point Heritage Park.
So when you're talking about immersing in the Tobago culture, is it that this is open to farmers from Trinidad as well, or is it specific to Tobago?
Open to farmers from Trinidad. We have been in contact with persons from St. Vincent because the secretary led a team recently to the St. Vincent summit there as well. So some invitations have also gone to St. Vincent. It's open to anyone in the Caribbean that wishes to come. I think by this week someone else will come on and start to give you the other parts in terms of the speakers and if any minister coming from different countries and that kind of stuff. So it's open, fully open. you can get your tickets at
I was just about to ask, because something like this, I mean, with what you're talking about, the content you're packing into this, there must be a fee attached, you know?
Yes.
So tell us how people could get tickets, the cost and stuff like that.
A small fee. I know the Division of Education, they have agreed to sponsor 4 secondary school students per. All right, so that's 4, that's 36. All right, so they get a easy in, but it's a lot of work. Come enjoy. And also we have some other sponsors coming on board. Tickets are available on Island E, or you can simply go to the Division of Food Security and just ask for the tags office, and you'll be able to purchase your tickets there for the summit as well as the chocolate and mud.
Right, and are you able to tell us what the fee is at this point in time? The cost? Or when we have further conversations, we'll be able to finalize that. That's all right. That's fine. You know, because I'm thinking that there's so much going into this. For me, education is very, very important. And when you get new information, as I mentioned before, you can now rearrange. Let's say, for instance, a farmer who is producing only 50 eggs a week, right? With the technology that you're bringing in, the information as it relates to the technology, they can now produce, 150, 200, 300? Correct. The capacity can increase based on the knowledge that
so I would plug, if the big updates, they can sponsor Mr. Wood, right? So that we can get an improved eggs, the amount of eggs we are getting a week.
All right. Okay. Well, that's a consideration there. I mean, you know, this song's so well put together. What kind of capacity in terms of numbers are you looking for, hoping to participate in these summits?
Well, we are using the Shore Park complex, which can hold almost over 3,000 people. So we ain't full yet. Right. And we're going to keep adding accordingly. And if anything, we'll just beg Shore Park for more space and reallocate as needed. And
in terms of the rollout of the summit, is there going to be like hands-on? Are you going to be interacting with the technology, or is it just a notepad and a pen? How is it?
No, that is the good thing about it. So as you said, you would have the exhibitors. So when you come in and have the exhibitors, so they will be doing their live demonstration. And then you would also have, your main presentations, and then there will be breakout presentations where you get to interact directly with the person with the further live demonstration. So everything is going to be hands-on. So it's not going to be only just the cliche sit down in a classroom and learn.
Right. And is it kind of going to be like on a rotation basis? So for instance, when you have your breakout rooms, if you have somebody doing animal and somebody doing plant, I don't know what the terms are. Is it that I can go to whichever workship I'm interested in at that point in time and rotate and go to another one? So it's a kind of inclusive type rollout. Which
so as I'm saying, all age groups, even if you are not a farmer yet and you're just inquisitive, feel free, come and see what is on the table and what is available to you. And as I said, the financial institutions are going to be there, so they can guide you and say, okay, we can help you with this startup loan, or bring this to us first and foremost, and we get to move. And you also have the division there to help you from the division side. TADCO would be there, because you know we also are the intermediary, the middleman for the farmers.
Right. Sounds very, very interesting. Are we talking about a closing ceremony here? Tell us a little bit about the closing, what we can expect. Is it going to be like a conclusion as to what happened during the 2 days, or how does that look?
Well, the closing event would more be, I think, a little softer. Our persons will get to reflect on what they have learned and see what, as a way to pull some information from persons to see how we can do better the following year, because this is not going to be a one-time thing. All right, if we want to really push the technology, we have to start from now, and then during the year we have to see how much farmers we can get on board to start to use the technology. And then next year, of course, if you come back, or the following year, then we see, well, we'll be able to have empirical data to say this, I have been using this technology, it really worked for me, and as a result of that, I used to produce 50 eggs, 50 crates of eggs in a month, and I can now produce 150, right, Mr. Wood?
In terms of follow-up, how do you assess whether or not the farmers were able to use the information to bring results in their farms?
Right. So that is why we have the division staff there, as well as the companies, as well as the tags staff, which I'm part of. So we would then do some level of following up with the farmers to see how they have integrated this technology into their farming.
Absolutely amazing, because you need the checks and balances to ensure that the program.
So we're not just going to do the summit and just leave it and leave it. No, it's going to be a process. We're going to follow up. We're going to get Mr. Ruston Wood working, check with him whether it be every 3-4 months, produce reports, and then we know So we're gonna be using him as a sample.
Right. In terms of how many persons have already registered, because you said, you have this capacity, you have this big space where you're going to have your little breakout rooms. Let me not say little, where you're going to have breakout rooms so that people can engage with the technology and understand. How many persons do you have so far? I know you want to go full capacity, but what has the response been so far?
I think so far we have reached over 200 registrants, and we are going to keep pushing that until, right? So someone will come on, I think tomorrow, either tomorrow or Wednesday, and they will now go into the registration, the breakout rooms, the topics, the speakers, just to give some information there.
When you said 200, I don't know, I was off camera, but I was shocked because I didn't expect it to be that many registrants, and I'm happy to know that people are coming in to register. I don't think you might have the details now, but in terms of how many farmers we have in Tobago, I think that is a big number, and I know it's open to Trinidad, the Caribbean region.
So you will get the mixer. You'll have the farmers, you'll have the fisher folk, you'll have the secondary school students, you'll have some university students, you may have some general persons just looking for farmers as well. So we're trying to cover the piece as wide as possible.
Well, this is amazing, and I'm really happy, and I want to take an opportunity to join with Mr. McKenna to encourage all persons who have any measure of interest at all in farming and getting the information as it relates to the technology. We see the way the world is going now. Technology is what is progressing, progressing in the world, and so we need to get a hand on what is happening. And so, Kevin, I really hope that you are to capacity where the event is concerned for the both days and also for your pre-events and your closing events as well. I really want people to come and engage with what is made available, because I believe that when you put effort into something, you kind of want to see people coming and enjoying it and benefiting from it. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us where the summit is concerned?
Just to keep up to date, follow us at tags.gov.tt. That's our official website page, and also on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date.
Absolutely amazing. So this is happening, coming from the 1st to the 3rd of December. The summit is taking place at the Shore Park Complex. The actual teaching is taking place there at the Shore Park Complex from the 1st to the 3rd. You can register. Remember, you can call or you can follow them online at tags. Say the email again for me.
Facebook, the email.
The contact that you just gave us.
Or tags.gov.tt.
Tags.gov.tt. You can get information there as well, and look out for tickets to become available for you, your friend, your neighbor, somebody who might have some little interest in agro processing, agro business, agro farming, anything as it relates, even fisher folk, I was just informed as well, will be taking place there. So be a part of it, get the information, and be better able to manage your farm. Thank you so much, Mr. McKenna, for coming on this morning and bringing the information to us. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook for more information. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Bethel Credit Union, because we see you at BCU.
Standards Black Friday deal starts now with 35% off select television, 30% off select appliances, 25% off Christmas decor, 15% off select divans, 20% off select furniture, and you can shop in store and online. Standards Black Friday deal. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
when the game is on. You don't want to miss the best moments. With Amplia TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with Amplia's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 gigabyte fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With Amplia, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. Amplia. Do more, live more.
Thinking about spending Christmas in Tobago? Well, call us at Thorns Place. We are located at the hills of Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port, with rooms starting at 200 TT. Call us now at 745-7306 or 682-8676. Follow us on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Message us on WhatsApp at Thorns Place. Your Christmas in Tobago will be even more special.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We continue conversations this morning in studio, and we speak with Senator Ansel Dennis. Yes, he is in studio this morning, and we're going to be talking about Tobago's autonomy. Yes, that's a conversation that has been in the atmosphere for quite some time, and of course we have to go through the paces to get to where we want to be. And so this morning we're going to begin the conversation. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana. Good morning to your listeners and viewers of Tobago Updates. It's always a pleasure being here.
Of course, a pleasure having you here as well. And of course, talking about a topic that has been in the space for quite some time. And of course, the average onlooker having their opinion, voicing their opinion, and of course, the conversation in the spaces with the decision makers as well. And so we're here at a point where we have two bills, and we are in a place where we have to determine, are we going to accept the bills? Is it going to move forward? Where are we, and what do we want to do where it's concerned? And of course, we've heard you saying that the bills aren't perfect, but they got us to some place. We're here now. We have something that we could work with. So talk us through your position as to where we are and where you think we can go with the bills as they are right now.
Definitely. Well, let me start by saying we always say that the bills aren't perfect, but I think we also need to ask ourselves the question whether or not it is possible to achieve a perfect piece of legislation. And my answer to that is no. Because in a democracy especially, we're always going to have diverging views and opinions, diverse opinions on this matter of autonomy. And not just autonomy, but there are even some people in Tobago who believe that we should be a federal system. There are some who believe that we should be a confederation. And there are others who are actually supporting severing ties completely from the sister isle, Trinidad. So everybody will have a different view. And even those who continue to support the existence of a unitary state, they will have varying opinions on what should be, whether we should have two chambers or a unicameral arrangement, whether we should have the direct election of a chief secretary rather than what obtains presently. So there will always be diverging and diverse views and opinions on this matter and on any matter as a fact when it comes to a democracy. It's a free country, people are free to talk, etc. And therefore it is impossible to design a bill or to come up with a legislation that will get 100% support from everybody. So I want to say that from the very beginning. But it is my firm view that the bills currently before the Parliament will bring significant benefits to the people of Tobago, not just to the Tobago Island government, but to the people of Tobago. And as we observe what is happening, I want us to pay specific attention to some of those benefits and do the comparisons with what we have now. And I will basically want to talk about two specific areas. And the first area really is the money. And we have been hearing time and time again, even this current administration complaining that they don't have enough money and they want some more money and all of that, even while, in my opinion, they continue to flagrantly mismanage what they have available. And I will admit that even when the PNM was in office, we felt that we could have done better with some more money. And we have a bill that moves the minimum allocation to the Tobago House of Assembly from the national budget from 4.03% to 6.8% in the context of the new Tobago Island government. And what will that mean in dollars and cents? It means that the allocation last September of $2.559 billion could actually be $4.06 billion if that law was in effect. And even with additional responsibilities, because the bills also give Tobago additional responsibilities, and let me just pause to correct some misinformation that has been placed into the public domain by the Deputy Chief Secretary, where she suggested a couple days ago on CNC3 that these bills will take away the responsibilities that we currently have. This is not so. If you go and you read the bill, you will see in Schedule 1, you will see a list of responsibilities for which the Tobago Island government will have exclusive administrative oversight. And if you compare that Schedule 1 to the current THE Act under Schedule 5, where we have 33 areas of responsibilities, you will recognize that the same 33 areas in the current THE Act reappear in this new legislation, and there are some additional areas of responsibility. So I just want to correct that no responsibilities have been taken away. As a matter of fact, responsibilities have been added. So even with the additional administrative responsibilities, the expenditure on the recurrent side in Tobago should not exceed $2.5 billion. And that is a very liberal, broad estimate. It's not conservative at all. Even if you add 2, 3, or even 4 divisions and you create vacancies there and you hire staff to fill those vacancies and to discharge those administrative responsibilities, according to the new bill, you must have a division of legal affairs to be managed by a secretary of legal affairs. So you definitely have to have that one additional division. And even if you add 2 or 3 others, $2.5 billion maximum on the recurrent side, which means that the development spend could be a minimum of $1.5 billion. Now let's look at that in the context of Tobago. Currently, the maximum any THE administration has been able to expend on development for the last 10 years has been about $500 million annually thereabout. Although the allocation is a little less than that, we know that if you suppress your recurrent expenditure, you can utilize that recurrent expenditure on the development side in the following year. And that is how we have managed, when we were in office, to increase our development spend. So currently, as I said, it's about $500 million per year on average. I am not sure that this administration has managed to spend more than that. So let's leave it at $500 million per year. These bills will move your development availability of funds from currently $500 million per year to $1.5 billion per year. That is the money you will get in an entire term. You're getting it in one fiscal year to do development in Tobago. Now, what is the development budget? That is the money that is used to fix the roads, pave the roads, build the drains, build new roads, build community centers, sporting facilities. That is the money that was used to build the Milford Road Esplanade, the cultural complex, the library, the Victor E. Bruce Financial Complex, the hospital in Roxborough, the fire station, the police station. All of that is included in your development expenditure. Can you imagine a situation where we in Tobago are able to move that from just about $500 million per year to $1.5 billion per year? Can you imagine what that will do to the economy of Tobago, especially if you have an administration that has as their policy that the money will be spent in Tobago, utilizing Tobago contractors, utilizing Tobago talent, Tobago skills, Tobago labor, Tobago businesses, Tobago contractors to conduct that development. Can you imagine $1.5 billion circulating amongst business people and amongst the economy of Tobago suddenly from $500 million?
Can I ask you, in your capacity, if you were in governance right now, when the PNM was the administrator for the THA at this point in time, having 1.5 billion as the development budget, what are some of the priority projects you will go ahead with?
Well, firstly, I think Tobago needs a marina urgently, and perhaps that is something that the government may have to invest in. Of course, we welcome foreign direct investment. We're getting it in the form of the Marriott Hotel, although it's a local investor investing his money into that. We attracted it earlier on with the Sandals Resort, and although the government was prepared to build that hotel, the Sandals people would have had to invest tremendously in that hotel establishment as well, in terms of the branding, in terms of the marketing, in terms of the human resource and designing it and all that kind of thing. So definitely a marina. I think we need as well a new cruise ship terminal, a terminal designated specifically to cruise ship. I think we could also invest in some new sites and attractions. I think we can upgrade the botanical gardens. We can upgrade other areas. We could treat with Scarborough as well, improving Scarborough. We could invest in agriculture. We could invest in our education, the Scarborough Secondary School. We always talk about this University of Tobago. My vision for that is that we have organizations within Tobago or plans in Tobago that could cater to tertiary education in at least 5 areas. The Kendall Farm School could cater to agriculture. We could improve THTI to treat with tourism and hospitality. We can invest in another building somewhere, another plant somewhere to treat with the marine sciences and coral reef studies and marine studies and that sort of thing. And of course, we have the cultural complex, and that can lend itself to education in the creative sector, right? So all those things, $1.5 billion, any island government that is responsible enough for that kind of allocation can tremendously accelerate Tobago's development in a number of ways. Even thinking just about your road maintenance, the fact that we're currently complaining about a lot of potholes, $1.5 billion per year managed well will allow a Tobago Island government, once they are responsible enough, to address that issue in a major way.
Quite recently, we heard Dr. Faith B. Israel talking about what are some of the things Tobagonians want to see in the bill. And one of the primary things she spoke about was the definition of Tobago, the Tobago space.
That is,
and so I want to talk a little bit about that.
So that is what Faith wants to see in the bill. Because one of the things we must dismiss quite decisively is where a number of Tobagonians in their individual capacity think that they are speaking for the people of Tobago, and that is not so, right? You have, for example, the leader of the IDA recently claiming to be speaking on behalf of the people of Tobago. What gives her that right? Even Dr. Faith, what gives her that right to speak for the people of Tobago? What exactly do the people of Tobago want?
But what gives anybody the right to speak on behalf of the people of Tobago?
And that is my point. So the fact remains, we had these consultations over several years, donkey years, right? We were led down a particular path by a previous PNM administration, who of course partnered with people like Ochoy Charles, where they put aside their political hats and they established the Forum of Political Parties. And that culminated with the formulation of a bill that went to the Parliament, placed unchanged before a joint select committee of the Parliament. Well, before it got to the Parliament, it went to the Cabinet, and then the Prime Minister placed it in a joint select committee unchanged. That joint select committee comprises PNM people, opposition people, independent people, with the support of legal experts, not only from this country, but from across the region and perhaps the world. They looked at the bills and they engaged in a period of negotiation and discussion and studying this issue. And we now have these recommendations. Now, different people, as I said before, will want and support different things. And if we stay here trying to come up with a bill that pleases everybody and every political party, because there are things that I personally would like to see in the bill that's not in the bill, but that's my personal opinion. And I wouldn't come and voice my personal view upon the people of Tobago, because if everybody wants their personal view to be advanced, we will be here forever trying to find a perfect bill that pleases everybody, right? So in terms of the definition of Tobago, Tobagoans must understand, firstly, that this fight has never been about secession for the majority of us. That I can see safely, that the people of Tobago do not want secession or independence from Trinidad. Are there people in Tobago who want that? Yes. Will those people go publicly and say they want that and this is what the people of Tobago want? Yes, some of them have done that. But I will say absolutely no. So in terms of the definition of Tobago, it has to be done within the confines of a unitary state. There is this argument about 200 nautical miles. And the question I want to put to the people of Tobago is, what is the benefit of claiming 200 nautical miles as an island if you're not going independent? Now, if you're going independent, you need your own resources, you need your own space to police, you will have your own borders, you will need your own coast guard, you will have your resources within there, you will have to formulate your relationships with your energy companies and stuff like that to explore those resources. So if you're going independent, definitely. But if you're part of the unitary state, then under that arrangement, all the resources across the country, the marine resources within our 200 nautical miles as a country, belong to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So the issue really is how much of those resources or how much of the revenue from those resources we should have in Tobago. That is the discussion we need to have. The bill proposes 6.8% of the national spend at this point in time, which I find is very acceptable. A lot can be done with that. There are some who will want more, and that is fine. Maybe in the future, 5-10 years down the road, it might be 10%, it might be 15%. There's a fiscal review commission in place that is responsible for reviewing that arrangement on a yearly basis. And depending on the circumstances, God forbid we are affected by some natural disaster, obviously a case can be made for more than the 6.8% minimum. So that is the argument I can understand. But the argument can be 200 nautical miles, this is Tobago resources, or this is Tobago, and this is Trinidad, and this is Trinidad resources. That to me is a conversation about independent. You take your resources, I take mine, and we go our separate ways. If we are part of a unitary state, the resources belong to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and the conversation is on what percentage or what block grant or what formula or whatever you want to call it will determine Tobago's share in this arrangement. Now, in terms of the administrative responsibilities, because you now have a proposal for an island government, one that will have tremendous administrative responsibilities across Tobago, including for the environment, including for agriculture and fisheries, and you also have a Tobago legislature that will have exclusive lawmaking authority for some of those areas, then we need to define that area where Tobago laws will apply and where the Tobago Executive Council or the Tobago Island government will have power to make decisions. And in the bill, it is 11 nautical miles. Currently, we only have that administrative responsibility for 6 nautical miles. So again, I want to dispel that misinformation, because there are some leaders right here in Tobago saying that the bill takes away our maritime responsibilities. That is not so. And there are people in the public saying that Tobago only responsible for the sun and where the waves breaking. That is not so. if you look at the bill, the area delineated for our exclusive administrative responsibility is 11 nautical miles. In the current THE Act, it is 6. So which means 5 have been added. Nothing has been taken away.
Do you think, Senator Dennis, that the average Tobagonian is educated enough about the bills and what autonomy means for us here in Tobago?
No, unfortunately so. And that is why, as a responsible political party, we took the responsibility for engaging in several public discussions. We started with a political meeting in Color Hall on the 3rd of November. Then we tapered that down into a town hall arrangement. We had one in Belgarden on the 16th of November, and we had another one last Saturday. Last Saturday at the Buku Community Center, where people had the opportunity to ask questions. We gave explanations. We responded to all the concerns from Tobagonians. And then, of course, we had a youth forum last night, and I was tremendously proud to sit amongst 2 of the rising stars within the PNM, Justin John, who recently was accepted to the bar as a lawyer, and Jada Charles, who is also a law student currently at Hugh Wooding Law School. And I heard those young people state their case based on research, based on information, and they advanced their opinions, solid opinions on this matter. And therefore, we decided that it is necessary for the PNM as a political organization to put the correct information. And there are some who are saying, oh, we're politicizing the thing and we're politicizing the thing. I make no apologies for that, because there are others who are doing the opposite, spreading misinformation, spreading inaccurate information, trying to advance their own personal political agenda. And we in the PNM believe that we must take responsibility for advancing the Tobago agenda. Because guess what? You have 2 options, Either the bills pass or the bills don't pass. If the bills pass, we get all the benefits. If the bills don't pass, guess what? We will sit here with our Act 40 of 1996. Parliament and others will continue to complain that they do have money, they do have this, they do have that. Of course, they have money to travel and do all kinds of unnecessary things. Right? But they will continue to complain, and Vanas will be in his corner talking about, what does he talk about again? Federal system. This other one, trying to remember his name, my good friend there, Anthony James, he will continue to talk about confederation, and Watson Duke and others will continue to talk about secession and independence. And Faith and Farley don't have a clue what they're talking about, so they will continue to confuse the people of Tobago. And all of that will continue. And everybody will try to advance their own personal opinion on what Tobago should be like. And we will sit here with Act 40 of 1996, and the island will continue to be under-resourced, as we like to say, without autonomy, because we don't have autonomy. Currently, the 15 assemblymen that Tobagonians get up early mornings on THE election day to go out and vote for, and they dress up nice in jacket and tie, and some of them in African garbs, and they go to that place up at Juningham Street. Do you know that they cannot pass one law on behalf of the people of Tobago? We want that to continue. Highly paid assemblymen go into a house, and the most they could do is pass motion after motion after motion, and there are issues in Tobago that require legislative intervention, and these people cannot pass one law. That's what we want to continue. We must ask ourselves those questions.
Senator Dennis, I'm so happy that you came in this morning to go through the paces as it relates to the autonomy for Tobago, and of course, being part of educating people as to what autonomy means for Tobago and the bills that are presently before the committee, they are committee stage, as we are aware. Unfortunately, we have run out of time. I wish we had more time to continue the conversation this morning as well, but we're so happy to have you, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Senator Senator Ansel Dennis this morning as we spoke about autonomy for Tobago. What does it actually mean? And do you have the information? I suggest you get your hands on the two bills and read it in its entirety so you can understand what is being discussed at the committee level so we can move forward with autonomy for Tobago. We have to go for a quick break before we come back. And as we go for a break, of course, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Standards Black Friday deal starts now with 35% off select television, 30% off select appliances, 25% off Christmas decor, 15% off select divans, 20% off select furniture, and you can shop in store and online. Standards Black Friday deal. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
Get ready for Tobago Starquest Next Level 2024. Join us for an unforgettable night of talent and excitement as Tobago Starquest, in collaboration with Tobago Updates, presents the first semi-final on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and the second semi-final on November 28th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Celebrate the incredible talent from across Tobago's communities and witness a showcase like no other. Admission is just $50. Don't miss your chance to support the stars of tomorrow. See you there.
Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And in case you're wondering, of course, that is the voice of Justin. He is one of the Tobago Starquest Next Level semi-finalists. And the semi-finals is taking place, the second semi-finals rather, is taking place this Thursday at the Shore Park Complex. Justin.
Yes, morning.
Tell us about that sweet, melodious voice. How do you feel, heading into these semi-finals and participating, and what has the journey been like for you getting to this stage?
Well, it was a bit I was a bit nervous, as you could see, but majority of the times, I'm accustomed to it, but it's something that it's a first time thing, so it was a little, how to put it, It was good.
It was good, right?
It was good.
And so you're getting ready for the stage now on Thursday,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Semi-finals, second semi-finals, and you got into the semi-finals with the hopes of getting into the finals.
Hopefully.
Right? What has it been like in terms of preparing for the show that is going to take place on Thursday night?
Well, the preparations was good. I'm drinking a lot of honey and lime to get that voice, you know, in a gear. And I'm trying to practice the song, make sure I end it correctly, and the vocal part of it to make sure I end my part smoothly and so on. So the practice sessions and things have been going well.
In terms of Tobago Star Quest, what has the show done for you in terms of giving you publicity and stuff like that, or even, you know, cause you to be a little bit less shy and reserved?
What has the show done for me? Well, it gave me the exposure in terms of doing singing on a competition level, right? It's out of my element, right? So where in church I'll just sing and, you know, capture the crowd and then that's it. I have to perform and do different stuff to, you know, make sure the crowd enjoy it and hear the vocal part of it. And that's basically how it is for me.
And what is next for Justin after the semi-finals, and hopefully if you get into the finals? Where do you take your singing career after that, or what do you hope to see?
Well, I hope to do some more training vocally, right? Because I always like singing ever since I was in the choir in church and stuff like that. Big up the Monks and George Church, right? And just try to push forward in terms of singing more, and hopefully I might do 1 and 2 little events, you know. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay,
vocally.
Justin. So, you know, of course, I wish you the very best as you prepare to take the stage again on Thursday evening for Star Quest. Ladies and gentlemen, the second semi-finals of Tobago Star Quest Next Level takes place this Thursday from 7 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. Admission is only $50. You want to come out and support these young people, young, not so young, in between, you know, all of them are coming out to give their best on that stage. And of course, we want to support the arts here on the island of Tobago. There's so much talent, and they want you to be rooting for them all. So we do hope to see all of you there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:08, and of course, if you're getting to work for 8 o'clock, you are already late. So please take your time on the nation's roads. Don't rush to work. You know you've already missed the mark this morning, but it doesn't mean that you're not going to be productive. Of course, you're going to be productive today. Earn an honest day's pay today. Be safe and get there on time. Do have a wonderful, wonderful day. This is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but it's not where we end our programming. We head on over to Good Morning Tobago. And as we go, of course, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. Stay with us.
You're my one and only girl. Ain't nobody in the world tonight. All of the stars, you make them shine like they were us. Ain't nobody in the world but you and I. You and I. Ain't nobody in the world. You keep wondering if you're what I'm wanting. You don't even have to try. Ooh, you don't have to try. Don't try, don't try. You don't have to try. Out of all of the girls, you're my one and only girl. Ain't nobody in the world tonight. All of the stars, they don't shine.
It's really about phases. Some days you'll be good, some days you won't. Some days you'll feel on top of the world, and some days you'll feel like, you know, you're in a pit and you can't come out. So I want to encourage people that as they go through phases, to be compassionate towards themselves, to be gentle, and to always reach out, because social support is really what people need to help to bear the weight of this heaviness of loss. Support is what helps a woman, a family, people that are grieving overcome the loss that comes with losing an infant, whether it's miscarriage, stillbirth, or a neonatal death. And so today I'm hoping to help to break the silence, to normalize this. 1 in 4 women would experience some form of infancy or pregnancy loss.
The founder, Makita, is my cousin, and she was very supportive of Hannah Rose and I when we went through our loss in 2022, even though it's naturally a painful experience for men as well. I think, as a man, it's really hard to fathom how painful of an experience it is for the women and the mothers who go through that experience. And community is extremely important. So the awareness for me, raising the awareness through the organization is equally as important as the individual help that it gives to the people who go through those experiences.
Having the experience myself, it showed me a depth of pain that I think only others who have really experienced it could really know. And so it's really a healing thing to be able to connect with other people who could relate to the experience.
We know that we cannot be silent anymore. It is time for us to speak. The international theme this year is Together We Care. It is centered on the message that self-care is the most important integral way to show we care. In fact, it is essential if we are going to be able to raise awareness and speak out about pregnancy loss.
Production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
We're thrilled to announce the Tobago AgriTech Innovation Summit 2024. This transformative event taking place from December 2nd to 3rd at the Shore Park Complex will focus on the theme Climate Change, Resilience and Adaptation in Agriculture. As the first of its kind on the island, the summit aims to position Tobago as a leader in agricultural innovation, addressing climate change challenges and showcasing agri-tech solutions that will shape how we grow our food, manage resources, and ensure our sustainable future.
The Tobago AgriTech Innovation Summit is about more than introducing technology. It is about creating a mindset shift. We want our farmers to not just survive, but to flourish in a modern, tech-enabled agricultural landscape. This event will provide practical training and workshops for farmers on digital farm management, precision agriculture, and innovative practices.
Was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
But brand new dawning as the passion start
water rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor, to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago is number one.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am Chanel Felix, and you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Senior Superintendent Earl Eli warned parents that police will arrest and prosecute anyone, including children as young as 8, involved in loitering or criminal activities. Addressing residents' concerns in Blackrock about youth loitering, he highlighted a rise in serious crimes by minors, some as young as 13, and criticized parents for ignoring delinquency, citing instances such as stolen items being brought home. Eli urged a return to the "it takes a village to reach a child" approach, calling on parents and the community to guide children away from crime. He also lamented Tobago's social decline, partly influenced by external factors. Additionally, the United National Congress is urging Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and Finance Minister Colin Imbert to clarify their stance on the Salary Review Commission's 120th report, which proposes significant salary increases for top public officers, including the Prime Minister, President, Chief Justice, Opposition Leader, Cabinet and non-cabinet ministers, and other MPs. During a virtual conference yesterday, Princess Tong MP Barry Padarat criticized the government's silence on the matter, especially given the past criticism of public servants' salaries. He noted that while the SRC's report was amended following a parliamentary review, the government has not stated its current position on where it stands with these recommendations. And finally, purchasing foreign currency from a relative visiting Trinidad and Tobago without central bank authorization may breach the Exchange Control Act, which mandates that only authorized dealers conduct such transactions. This issue was discussed during a Joint Select Committee inquiry into the Financial Intelligence Unit's role in combating money laundering and terrorism financing. While FIU Director Nigel Suda acknowledged that informal exchanges such as those between family members are culturally common, they are still subject to legal restrictions. Concerns were also raised about unauthorized retail outlets engaging in foreign currency transactions, which fall under the central bank's jurisdiction. The central bank is considering amendments to the Act to strengthen financial regulations. And that was our news in 90 seconds. Now, this morning, we continue our conversation as we raise awareness during the upcoming Christmas time for safety measures that should be taken during cooking and baking in your home. This morning, to have that conversation with me, we have Officer Rogers. Good morning and welcome. Now, Mr. Jude Rogers, we've had several conversations on air regarding the use of fire extinguishers as well as smoke detectors and fire detectors. And this morning, in your capacity as fire prevention officer, we understand that Christmas time is the time where people bake and cook both inside and outside. Yes. So tell us why it's important for persons to safeguard themselves during this time as they enjoy the Christmas celebrations.
All right, so pleasant morning to all of our viewers and our listeners. The Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service has a very serious message that we want to send to members of the public as it relates to your preparations for the Christmas period and the New Year. It's a season that we welcome, but catastrophe can be right around the door if we're not aware. And so what we're here to do this morning is to raise the level of awareness. We are saying that while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, renovating and preparing for the Christmas season, you must pay attention to fire safety measures. Some basic measures that I want to put forward to you this morning relates to, one, making sure that your exits are not blocked as you continue to renovate. Please always have 2 ways in and out of your property, your business. So it's not only relating to homes, but also to businesses. In addition to that, we want to pay specific attention to electricity and the use of electrical items in your home and in your business space. There's a lot of things going on, from cooking, baking, but also there's a lot of electrical work that may be taking place because you're using a lot more appliances. Hence the reason we can have an overload and the possibility of a fire. So we want to safeguard against those measures.
Right. And there's also the young persons who are outside playing with fireworks and bamboo and other stuff that include fire, that can be a fire hazard. How can these things be adequately supervised during this time?
So you hit the nail on the head, Chanel, by saying that they should be supervised. And what we're saying to parents, your children, as they engage in activities such as playing with fireworks of what we call a Class C, or what's called for consumer use, because you're not allowed to use anything above that level. We're saying that you need to supervise children under the age of 16. All right. We should also make sure that what you purchase, that you read the labeled instructions. Do not allow children to use fireworks indoors. It should always be used outdoors and away from overhead trees, electrical lines, and shrubbery. So normally in an open space, not under a garage area, etc., etc. And of course, we want persons to use fireworks and to use the different paraphernalias in the way that it was prescribed. So never ever try to shoot a firework in a glass bottle. Never shoot a firework at another person. All right? And we can enjoy these items, which are done in a controlled manner, in the prescribed way that they are labeled to be used.
Okay. And talk to us about why it's so important to utilize your smoke detectors this Christmas season.
Chanel, you of all people would have had the benefit of understanding the value of a smoke detector. A smoke detector or smoke alarm works while you are asleep. And there are some videos that we've produced in the fire prevention department that speak specifically to that. When you are asleep, there is nothing that can wake you from sleep at that right point in time, which is in the first 30 seconds of a fire. Critical, because you really only have 2 to 3 minutes to evacuate your home in the event of a fire. So if you are not awakened in that first 2 to 3 minutes, the likelihood of you making it out alive, Chanel, is greatly diminished. And so we want persons to have that fighting chance. And so the fire prevention department is, you must hear the beep where you sleep. And that's something that we tell to little children as well as the young at heart or age population, who are the most susceptible to fires based on the statistics that has been coming into the fire department. The very, very young and the very old or the aged persons are the ones that are most affected, and we see them showing up on our statistics as being part of our death by fire statistics.
Excellent. And so when it comes to the utilization of a fire extinguisher, we are saying that it's really important, especially for persons who have really young and very old persons within the home. And this morning you want to give away one smoke detector to a lucky viewer. And so what we're going to do, we're going to open up the phone lines for you watching. If you are interested in winning a smoke detector this morning, this is your opportunity to do so. You can call us, and we have our fire prevention officer, Rogers, who is going to ask
a very easy question.
A very
easy question this morning.
Yeah. So what question are you going to ask?
Okay, so I don't want to give them before. I want to ask when we have the call on the line, then I would ask the question.
Because they might be Googling.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, they might be doing their research.
That's right.
So let's wait until we get you on the line, and then we would ask you a question. Let's know if you think that you know a little bit about fire prevention, or even the use of smoke detectors.
All right, so I will continue to share more information while we wait on the caller. Right, so where should I locate a smoke detector in my home? Definitely in all of your bedrooms, because that's where we sleep. You can even place them outside of the corridor or along the corridor that leads to your bedrooms, your living room, and storerooms, right? But never ever in the kitchen. And there's a reason why we don't put them in the kitchen, and that's because if you place them in the kitchen while you're doing the cooking, smoke will emanate from the stove and it's going to trip that off. So what we use in the kitchen is a heat detector. All right. But this morning we're giving away a smoke detector that's from one of our sponsors who has come on board. It's a stakeholder that supports the fire prevention effort in Trinidad and Tobago. And so we're very, very happy to have a smoke detector from a safety company such as Interchem Limited, who is with us supporting us this morning. All right. And where can persons in Tobago get a good smoke detector or fire detector? So that's a very good question again, Chanel. So in Tobago, we have 2 companies that I know of that support this effort. Most persons know Revs, and a lot of persons also know Cole and Associates. Now, I'm not too sure if there are many other companies, but those 2 companies, I'm pretty certain they have the right equipment and the safe equipment. All right. Well, we do have a caller on the line, so you can go ahead and ask your question. All right. So, caller, pleasant good morning to you, caller.
Good morning.
And where are you calling us from this morning?
Mason Hall.
Mason Hall. So Mason Hall, we have a question for you this morning as it relates to smoke detectors. And it's a very, very simple question. Can you give me 1 or 3 places that you should locate a smoke detector in your home?
A smoke detector should be located.
I said it earlier on, 1 of 3 places. Say again?
Around the kitchen area.
All right, so the caller said around the kitchen area. Chanel, is that correct?
No.
Unfortunately, that is not correct.
Yeah.
All right, because
so a smoke detector cannot be placed in the kitchen
No.
because the kitchen is a place where smoke
where smoke
usually
emanates and it will trip off all the time and it'll become a nuisance. Caller, do you want to give a caller 1 more chance, or we want to give somebody else a chance? It's up to you,
Give her
Chanel.
1 more chance.
We're going to give you 1 more chance. Chanel is very generous this morning. So I'm going to give you 1 other opportunity. Where else can we place a smoke detector to make sure that we detect smoke in the event of a fire?
It can be placed in your hallway.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, give her a round of applause. In the hallway or your corridors. So I don't know if you want to give your name online, or you can take the information, and we would definitely collect your smoke detector at the Tobago Updates channel, Chanel.
Yeah, definitely. So you just hold online and someone will take your information. All right. Well, that was a great way to start off the morning.
Of course.
We have someone from Mason Hall winning a free smoke detector there. And so as we round up our discussions this morning, is there anything specific that you want to leave with our viewers this morning?
Oh, definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many different ways that we can approach this, but the fire service is saying, let's build it from the ground up. Start off by detecting fire first. Then you add a fire extinguisher to your arsenal. When you detect a fire, you must now have a fire extinguisher to respond to these fires. You must be trained and understand how to use them, and you must service your equipment and ensure that you are able to protect your home. Chanel, we spend 1 point something million and more on our homes. It's only a very small amount of money to purchase the necessary equipment. And I'm saying every family in Tobago and Trinidad should invest in at least 1 smoke detector. And as my friend from Mason Hall said, place it in the hallway. It will offer some level of protection to you and your family.
All right. And finally, before we go, how important is it to put a sprinkler as well in the home? And is it something that can be done with some of the older constructed homes, or is it something that can only be done in new construction?
Well, there are particular codes that we use in the fire prevention department to determine which buildings require sprinkler systems. Now, sprinkler systems are very expensive to install. You're talking about piping system and pump systems, etc., etc. So we normally only recommend them for businesses or high hazards, where you have storage of fireworks, where you may have the storage of flammable gases, where you may have an antiquity that is so valuable that you would need to protect them with water. Because, of course, if you put water on most of your equipment, it will cause some water damage. So you have to be very specific as to what areas you would put a sprinkler. And so I would not recommend sprinklers for homes.
All right. Thank you so much, Fire Prevention Officer Rogers. Thank you. You know, you are always welcome here at Tobago Updates, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Guys, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back right after this.
This Christmas season, here are some fire safety tips that can save a life. Check extension cords for visible breaks in the insulation, which can expose the internal wiring. Refrain from overloading individual electrical circuits by using extension cords and adding multiple outlets. Do not run extension cords under carpets or across doorways. Use UL listed extension cords and decorative lights and follow all instructions provided. Do not use interior lights outdoors. Green tags for indoor use only and red tags for outdoor use. Refrain from cutting off fuse protective plugs or decorative lights, which is a safeguard. Do not connect more than 3 decorative lights per electrical circuit. Use insulated hooks to hang decorative lights. Unplug all decorative lights before bedtime or leaving your premises. Remember, fire safety begins with you.
As we are in the holiday season, here are some fire safety tips to safeguard your loved ones and home. Always use proper holders or receptacles to secure your candles. Maintain 2 ways in and out of your home. Flammables, household chemicals, and cleaning agents should be stored separately. When cooking, stoves are not to be left unattended for prolonged periods. All gas cylinders must be properly connected and hose clips secured tightly to avoid gas leaks. Family members must be aware of your evacuation procedures, and the muster point must be identified. Under no circumstances should you re-enter your home in the event of a fire. Remember, fire safety begins with you.
This Christmas season, here are some fire safety tips that can save your
Black Friday starts now at Quartz. Get new and amazing deals every week with the lowest prices on the hottest electronics, top-of-the-line appliances, and stylish furniture. No need to waste your time shopping around. Plus, you can shop now and pay us in February 2025. Black Friday starts now. Don't miss out. Quartz, bringing value home.
Are you thinking about spending Christmas in Tobago? Well, call us at Thorns Place. We are located at the hills of Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port, with rooms starting at 200 TT. Call us now at 745-7306 or 682-8676. Follow us on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Message us on WhatsApp at Thorns Place. Your Christmas in Tobago will be even more special.
Get ready for Tobago Stockwest Next Level 2024. Join us for an unforgettable night of talent and excitement as Tobago Stockwest, in collaboration with Tobago Updates, presents the first semi-final on Thursday, November 14th, 2024, and the second semi-final on November 28th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Shaw Park Complex. Celebrate the incredible talent from across Tobago's communities and witness a showcase like no other. Admission is just $50. Don't miss your chance to support the stars of tomorrow. See you there.
Government Primary School presents A Christmas of Long Ago. The spirit of the season comes alive through music, nostalgia, and great company, featuring the school's choir and many other talented students. The enchanting Chantel Lindsay, Adana Ayana Charles, alongside saxophonist Ricardo Seals, bask in a soulful performance by Vonette Bigford. Children, $40. Adults, $100. Tickets available at the school or from any committee member. Contact 235-4844. Mark your calendar. Tell your friends. Thursday, 28th November at 6 p.m. The Cats and Jammers Pan Theatre comes alive.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. As you have just seen on the screen, we're talking about the Christmas of long ago. And now this morning we have the privilege of sitting in studio and chatting with the principal of the Blackrock Government Primary School, Mrs. Keisha Calendar, as well as Miss Camille Mitchell. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Good morning.
Right, so
Thanks for having us.
Yes, so we are talking about Christmas of long ago. And now tell us how this fits into the larger celebration of what is happening at the Blackrock Government Primary School.
Okay, so the intention is to create an opportunity for our children specifically to have that experience that both you and we would have experienced many years ago. With evolving technology and everything, very little they know. So sometimes when we make utterances, they can't relate. And we thought collectively, why not give them an opportunity to experience what we lived, what it was like? Because just talking about it, they are very excited. Why not give them an opportunity to relive it?
Right, and Mrs. Calendar, tell us about what type of performances we can look forward to at the concert.
All right, we can look forward to our very own students at the Blackrock Government Primary School. We have students from first year infants up to standard 5. We have a school choir or pan and song. We have great performance. We have parents performing, teachers performing, and we have guest artists as well.
All right, lovely. And what type of performances from the babes? Are they going to be singing? Are they going to be giving a monologue? Or are they going to be reading a recitation like we did when we were, at that stage during Christmas time?
It's a variety of performances. So we range from song, monologue, dance, drama, a variety of performances.
Right. And do you want to give away any hints about what that drama performance might be like, or you just have to wait and see?
The theme of the concert, Christmas of long ago, it's hinged on that.
All right, excellent.
With every bit of authenticity.
Excellent. And what about the food? When we think about Christmas of long ago, we think about all the tastes, all the smells, and everything that come with that in the most Tobago-centric sense.
I'm happy you asked that. At the concert, we first of all, we have special treats for all our patrons. Special treats. Also on sale, we'll have authentic traditional food and drink, pay me, pastel, black cake, punch creme, ginger beer, sorrel, and I must say again, we have special treats for all our patrons.
Excellent. And what about the games? Are there games and stuff that persons can play during or after the concert?
Within the concert, as an aspect of the drama segment, patrons may not be able to participate per se, but they will get to experience games and game experiences that as children we would have experienced.
Excellent. And so we see that you have a star-studded cast of guest performances, and we have one of our guests online joining us. We have Mrs. Vonette Bigford. Good morning and welcome. Yeah,
How are you this morning?
Good morning. Good morning. Why was it so important for you to be a part of a celebration like this?
I tell people that generally, people say the way to their heart is through the stomach. In my case, the way to my heart is through young people and activities that involve or where young people are going to be around. So school projects, anything where I could exchange ideas and energy with young people, I try my best to commit or to be a part of. And of course, it's Tobago. I was not born in Tobago, but I'm of Tobago stock. Both my grandparents are from Tobago. My grandfather, who just died, was born in Liverpool. So I feel like I'm a Tobago girl. So I felt like I needed to come to support this venture.
And there are a number of other artists on the cast as well who have put themselves forward to be a part of it. Why do you think it's important on a whole for, the Tobago artists, not just yourself as an international sensation, but the regular Tobago artists as they have their talent, as they're expanding their brand, to also take the time to do stuff like this?
I know who's the regular Tobago artist you're talking about, because I seen Adana and I know what regular about Adana on that cast. You understand? But for me, let me tell you something. I'm all about building community. I'm all about building sustainable programs for units to be able to sustain themselves. So this is a Tobago project. This is a project put on by a primary school in Tobago. Why would the Tobago artists not want to support it? These are children who are going to be looking at Adana and seeing a Tobago star coming to support them in their ventures, and they can also see themselves in her and everybody else who's on the cast as well. So I always believe that, we do the bigger gigs, but these community-based gigs are extremely important for building and for sustainability.
Excellent. And so, from the perspective of the organization, is this something that both the community and the wider Tobago audience should be a part of as well?
Indeed, yes, it should be. At BlackRock, we pride in community. Even as we look at the theme Christmas of long ago, it speaks of community, it speaks of family, it speaks of spreading joy. So yes, we have the BlackRock community involved, the school community, the wider Tobago community. So yes, all communities should be involved.
Okay, and now this is an event that's taking place on the 28th of November. This is starting at 6 p.m. And just in case you didn't know, there's an entire star-studded cast from local to international, and we are truly going to get a taste of what the Christmas of long ago truly was like with the BlackRock Government Primary School. And this is going to take place at the Katsin Jammers Pan Theatre. And now, what is the capacity? How many people can actually fit at the venue? Because this is something that I'm sure everyone would want to be a part of. And where can they get tickets?
Okay, so there's a capacity of 400 to 500. We'll make arrangements as we see the progression of ticket sales. Tickets are available at the school from any member of staff. The parents are also involved, committee members. Persons can communicate with us via our Facebook page or the school telephone contact 235-4844. We are making ourselves available to sell out tickets.
All right. And to our artist, Mrs. Fournette Bigfoot, for you, what is the Christmas of long ago and what does that mean for you?
That's a tough question now because, as I said, I lost my grandfather who Christmas meant everything to. I was raised in a very big household, lots of us, and Christmas for us basically meant family, plenty cleaning, plenty cooking, plenty food, plenty exchange of energies, but basically love, basically love. And I don't think that has changed. I have a son who's now 11, and I feel so sad that he isn't able to experience the kind of thing that I experienced a long time ago. But along with everything else, I would say for me, love and family more than anything else.
Thank you so much for not only coming on this morning, but for making sure that you are a part of this cast as the Blackrock Government Primary School celebrates Christmas of long ago. Now, is there anything you want to tell the audience before we wrap up this morning, ladies?
Sure. We actually anticipate a memorable evening, and we are happy that we are creating the opportunity for our children to share a stage with local and international celebrities. We can but imagine what this would do for their confidence. It will motivate them to, even from now, realize their dreams. We're happy that we can actually create that opportunity for them.
Excellent. I want to thank you ladies so much for coming on this morning. Thank you. And we hope that you do have a successful event come November 28th at the Cats and Jammers Pan Theatre. Guys, be sure to be there. Come out and support the community of Blackrock and the Blackrock Government Primary School. Now that starts at 6 p.m. sharp. We're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
Awesome.
Blackrock Government Primary School presents A Christmas of Long Ago. The spirit of the season comes alive through music, nostalgia, and great company, featuring the school's choir and many other talented students. The enchanting Chantel Lindsay, Adana Ayana Charles, alongside saxophonist Ricardo Seals, bask in a soulful performance by Vonat Bigford. Children, $40. Adults, $100. Tickets available at the school or from any committee member. Contact 235-4844. Mark your calendar. Tell your friends. Thursday, 28th November at 6 p.m. The Cats and Jammers Pan Theatre comes alive.
Has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supply specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Standards Black Friday deal starts now with 35% off select television, 30% off select appliances, 25% off Christmas decor, 15% off select divans, 20% off select furniture, and you can shop in store and online. Standards Black Friday deal. Nobody beats us on price. Believe it.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time.
This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Yeah, it's about change. LZJ.
Yo, bro.
What really going on in this country, boy?
I don't know.
Crime rate high. I wish things change. Bring back the law.
Tell them, Kirsten.
Once upon a time in a place like this, had so much love, everything was blessed. Everything changed. I mean, where we went wrong. Gotta keep our heads up. Always be strong.
Gotta be strong.
Everyone here is on that SOB, strictly on business for the family. Some ain't got no job, some ain't got no food to eat. Some selling the drugs, now there's guns on the streets.
Peace, more love in the streets. We don't want no more war. Tell me where you kill my brother man for. Run up, see the gun them rising. Fed up, see the crime rate climbing.
All we want is
peace. All we want is peace.
Come on.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, not a body drop. You telling them stop to themselves, even try to make a change. Fed up on the rage, living in a different stage. Look around, love is so hard to maintain. Rise, everybody rise at this time. Leave all this vanity and money behind. Guns don't kill people, how can we have been planned? People kill people one day at a time.
No peace, more love in the streets. We don't want no more war.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Now, as you have seen from the prelude, we are talking about the semifinals of the Tobago Star Quest. And right in studio with us this morning, we have the group called the New King James Version, made up of Mr. Keston and Mr. Dean James. Good morning, guys, and welcome.
Good morning, Chanel. Good morning.
Good morning.
So how did you feel looking at that audition tape?
Who you want to hear from, me or he?
Whichever one
A
of you
bit
guys.
nostalgic, I would say.
All right. And so are you confident that you have what it takes to win this competition?
Humbly confident, I would say.
I am super fragilistic SPL. Delicious confident.
All right. And when you joined the competition, did you think that it would be this magnitude? And did you think that it would have this level of talent that you have seen come forward for the competition?
I was actually surprised at the talent that we saw coming out, and I was actually blown away as to how big it got. So, yeah.
All right. And have you encountered any challenges in the competition so far, and how have you been able to overcome?
Allow me to answer this.
Go ahead.
Yes, there are a lot of great, talented artists out there who have not have the opportunity to showcase their talent. And from the first semi-finals, me and Dean, we saw point blank what we up against. And yes, they brought the best foot forward, and yes, we have a lot of competition ahead of us.
All right. And so are you prepared for the semifinals come Tuesday?
I would say we're still preparing. We have two little kinks that we're working out for the show. Because when we went to the live show, the first semi-final, we saw that the first set of semi-finalists brought their A game. I was like, Keston, we had to go back and do some more homework, bro. And so we're still working out some and trying to iron out certain kinks
Right.
now.
And are you coming with a next level performance that includes a live band and all the extra stuff?
Don't want to really pull out everything right now.
Okay.
But we're hoping that with our performance on Thursday, we would.
It's like we
make
press
through.
level 1 in the elevator and we just
Going up from there. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you guys performing at the semifinals come Thursday evening. And guys, this is your call to be a part of the Star Quest semifinals happening this Thursday evening at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. You can get your tickets and be a part of it. I believe it's for a small fee of $50 TT. You can get in there and support our local talent. Starting at 7 p.m. Do not be late. Come out and support. Come wave your flag. Whether you know the artist or not, come and give them that good energy that they need to give their best performance. We're going to take a quick break right here and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
All we want is peace.
Tell them, everybody, sing with me. Peace.
More love in the streets. We don't want no more war. Tell me where you came, my brother man, for. Fed up, see the gun them rising. Fed up, see the crime rate climbing.
Peace.
All we want is peace.
One more
All we
time.
want is peace. All we want is peace. Peace in the streets.
Tell me where you came, my brother man.
J, LCJ, Keston change. More love, peace.
More love in the
peace now, yeah.
Peace.
No, I was a bit concerned about the name of this act, New King James Version, wondering what were they going to bring for us.
Found you in the mysteries, in oceans deep, my faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When ocean rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. Oh, you are my Jesus. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hands will be my guide.
Good morning. And as you have seen on the screen, that's another one of our semi-finalists, Miss Siobhan Hartel Smith. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
Now, you had quite powerful audition there. How do you feel looking back at that video?
It was. I really enjoyed it, and every time that I really have a look back or watch back on that clip, sometimes I think I could be a little bit too much, but all in all, I really do enjoy singing, and that audition was really, really good.
All right, and how are you feeling in preparation for the semifinals on Thursday?
Pretty good.
Right. And when you saw the magnitude of competitors that came out for the competition. Was this something that you were expecting initially when you entered?
I was, because I know that our island has a lot of great talents, great artists across the board. Not only in singing, we have amazing pianists, amazing dancers, and I know that looking at the competition that went forward on the 14th, there were a lot of strong contestants, and I know that on Thursday there are a lot of even stronger contestants. So yeah, it's
right. And are you prepared to win the competition?
Of course I am.
Right.
Yes, I am.
And outside of the 100,000 first prize, what are you expecting to gain from being a part of this competition?
Well, prior to this, I always wanted to sort of set up a gospel choir. I always wanted that. That's something that I love. I'm passionate about gospel singing. So I would hope that someone somewhere may see me and think, okay, she has a great voice, and I think that I could work with her, and we could do something outside of this. It's not just the money. It's looking forward to greater things to come. Yeah.
All right. And have you encountered any challenges during your preparation for this competition, and how have you been able to overcome?
Oh yes, I am overcoming some mini challenges. There's nothing that I can't handle. One of those, trying to get over a cold, just came up upon. It's horrendous, but I'm fighting it. But I don't think that there is anything that, once I set my mind to something, I don't really let anything sort of phase outside.
And when
of
it
that.
comes to the competition on Thursday, are you having your community or your family come out to wave their flags and make all the noise?
Well, I did sort of say to them, I said, I hope that I see a lot of flag waving, and but I don't think that they're that way inclined. But I know that I'll have a lot of supporters there on Thursday.
All right. Well, I want to wish you nothing but the best in the semifinals, and I hope that you do proceed to the finals. And again, all the best. Right?
Thank you so much.
Guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussion. We want to thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. And remember, come out and support come Thursday evening at the Shore Park Cultural Complex at 7 p.m. It's literally only $50, right? So be there, be square, be on time, have fun, come out and support the artists, because when you go and you show your support, you give them the type of energy that they need to give their best performance. That energy, as it translated, helps them to do their best. So it's a great way to come out and be entertained, as well as bring the whole family, because it's something that the entire family can enjoy. Make it a date with your friends, with your loved ones, or with your significant other. Just come out, dress nice, come out, have something to eat, have something to drink, and support our local talent. Guys, see you soon and have a great day.
Mine. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you will call